That remake of it was really quite something, and it was a sort of testament to their friendship, because they became really good buddies, didn't they?
Yeah, and their friendship actually goes back to the mid-'80s, and George Michael, if you listen to Elton's song Nikita, which is, I think 1985, you can hear the background vocals of George. So they were definitely very good friends, but I love that they united on Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me, because as much as they were both pop stars, they also loved American soul music. And Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me, if you imagine that as, say, the song you'd hear in a black gospel church, it's really in that tradition, and they both love that kind of music.
What do you most think of when you think of George Michael's career?
I guess I think of a couple of things. One is one of the most genuinely gifted British singer-songwriters ever. He had an incredible voice, and a very, very much, again, a blue-eyed soul voice. And then there's part of me that thinks slightly what if, in terms of the fact that he wasn't particularly prolific. And some of the great artists aren't that prolific. You could actually argue that Paul Simon is not especially prolific, in that the number of albums put out is not enormous, but the quality of the writing is so extraordinary. And I think George Michael was not quite in the same league as a songwriter as Paul Simon, but there were only 5 studio albums for George Michael as a solo artist, and then 2 with Wham. But the number of hits, and he had a lot of hits that weren't actually on those albums, like Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me and I Knew You Were Waiting and A Different Corner. So the sheer number of hits, 15 different songs that went to US or UK number 1. So in a way, I think of the extraordinary skill and also maybe a frustration that there wasn't slightly more output. A little bit more
for us to reflect back on, but 53, for God's sake.
I know.
So young. And that, earlier on, Paul Ellis was talking to us a little bit about, the rock and roll lifestyle and the demons that so often visit people with such talent and with such prominence. And, in a way, we almost need to expect that people are going to go young.
Yeah, you will hear some people when, rock and roll stars die young and be full of condemnation for the lifestyle that they've lived, which has possibly led to this downfall. I mean, at this stage, we don't know exactly what happened with George, but we do know that he smoked a lot of marijuana. And so on the one hand, you can go, well, that was silly. He shouldn't have done that.
Didn't he say that at one point? Didn't he say, I'm done with all this crap. I'm over this public lifestyle. And it was, the quote was something like, I just want to stay home, smoke pot and drink. Is that right?
I think that's probably quite accurate.
Close, anyway.
But it reflected a sadness which he had, and he was searching for an escape, and he was searching for that escape from his 20s. His second solo album, we were talking about last night, Listen Without Prejudice, stunning album. He didn't put his face on the cover, and he had a very pretty face. And he talked about, in the song Freedom 90, he talks about all the young girls who were after him, but he didn't put himself in that video, and he didn't put his face on the cover of that album. He wanted to be taken seriously as an artist, but there was actually, I think, a profound sadness, as there is for a lot of artists, which actually can lead to amazing songs. That he was 19 when he wrote Careless Whisper. And
seriously,
normal people, even very good artistic people who are happy probably couldn't write a song like that. So maybe that sadness does lead to a pretty deep well.
Okay. Thanks so much for coming in this morning, because you were here till midnight. And you're back tonight?
Yes.
On 8 to midnight? They're making you work 6 to midnight.
No, we did 6 to midnight in previous years, and I always went a bit bonkers. So.
Enough of that. Enough of that. So you put your foot down now. Tim Roxborogh with us from 8 to midnight tonight with more talk back. It's 16 past 8 now.